You'd go to the synagogue, you'd look at these guys and think, oh, these are the pastors, these are the church leaders, these are the. These are the same people that are planning to crucify Christ. These are the same people that were persecuting Christians. So we mustn't look to organizations, we mustn't look to leader authorities, we must look at the scriptures and we must look at ourselves.
Amen.
We should never put authority to Ted, Doug Batchelor, any of these people. Because more time they're probably working for the system.
Yeah, but let me say, can I say this? I'll say this, look. The UN's praised the Seventh Adventist Church. I don't know if you...
I've seen that before, yeah.
What's her name? Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton said that.
Yeah. And she's up in court at the present moment because of what she said about Trump and the Russia. So anyway, the UN, you know, if you understand the UN, yeah, how the UN was formed, yeah, the beams and the structures was formed by the Rockefeller Foundation. They put a woman in there as the high priest that wrote the Ten Commandments. Her name was Alice Bailey. She was no different from this woman called Madame Blavatsky. She's like
yes, Madame Blavatsky.
Yeah. So what I'm saying to you,
Helena Petrovna Blavatsky of the Theosophical movement.
Yeah. He's only trying to get me back to
Ascended Masters.
God put his hand over there, so he's just trying to jump in there.
Come up with the Ascended Masters or something.
So anyway, what I'm saying to you about the UN, the UN's, the Rockefeller Foundation, if you go back and you check them out, even, you know, there's a guy at the BUC, I like him. He's the president of the BUC. I don't know to say his name on thing, yeah. He says that one thing he wants to get into is the climate bill. Now, when you go back on the Rockefeller Foundation and you put the climate bill in there, you find that they're the people who develop the climate bill. Just as you have the women lib thing, they developed it. All these different things, they've developed them. Now, the climate bill, most people don't understand that. They're hearing the Pope talking about the climate bill and you need to get the climate bill in. But most people don't realise that behind the climate bill is actually the Sunday law. the Sunday law that we're talking about. The 1 day of rest, So what I'm saying to you is that churches get involved with the UN. Like ADRA, right, you're sending your money to ADRA, I'm sending my money to ADRA. ADRA's going around the world vaccinating people, right? But you don't realise that we are part of the problem. And as I said to you when we first started out, BC 161, right, where the Jews were the ones that actually helped. The Jews were the actual ones that helped the King of the North, and then King of the North, to be into power, which is the dragon power. And I'm saying Adventists were meant to be the people in the world that were onto the health, that understood natural remedies to help.
Well, what I want to say about that is this, that, you know, earlier I'd said that we come into the public domain, unfortunately, when negative things happen, like the dingo baby, the Waco and Rwanda. However, there was one time that I seen that we came into the public domain and it was brilliant, and I thought, yes, this is how it should be. I watched the Horizon program, and it said on that program, it said there are 3 groups of people on the planet who have more centenarians than any other people groups on the planet. That's right. One was a group in Okinawa, Japan, and this was their lifestyle and the things they eat and their exercise and everything. And the other group was the Southern Mediterraneans, because of, those in Okinawa had lots of fish. Those in Southern Mediterranean had lots of vegetables and tomatoes and this type of thing. But these 2 groups had a genetic factor as well. But it also said there was a 3rd group, and these didn't have a genetic factor, and they were made up of all sorts. They were made up of black, white, Chinese, Asian, so there couldn't be a genetic factor there, and they also had more centenarians than any other peoples on the planet, based not on a genetic factor, but based on their lifestyle. And I thought that was brilliant for the Seventh-day Adventist Church to show that gift that God has given us. And we need more stuff like that to come out to positively represent God and to give power to this message. But what Satan tries to do, he tries to divide us and cause us to focus on that division and the issues about the things that happen in the church and in the world and Belinda Gates and these things. When you try to bring up this stuff, what is said before you even got into the second sentence, here we go, conspiracy theory. But I looked up, I wanted to know the difference between conspiracy and conspiracy theory. Conspiracy is, you look it up in the dictionary, it's the meeting of two or more people to commit an illegal act. And so then what do you find? The storming of the Winter Palace, the Russian Revolution, the storming of the Bastille, the French Revolution, the killing of Abraham Lincoln, the assassination of Kennedy, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers, Martin Luther King, Guy Fawkes. All of these were conspiracies. Whether 9/11, people had to meet secretly to actually create an illegal act. However, a conspiracy theory, Donald Trump is an alien. The royal family are green reptiles. And so there is a difference. One is stuff that really happened, and the other is bizarre stuff far out. Like Trump says, the election was framed and all these people and they all drink blood and all of this. How can you prove that?
Did Trump say they drink blood?
That's
not it.
Adrenochrome.
That's right.
The royal family.
Trump said that.
No, the royal family is the one that supposedly takes in.
And Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden secretly drink blood.
Yeah.
No. The only thing I was shocked about that.
Baby's blood.
No. The thing that was when I thought you said that Trump
said that.
I'm like, what? Trump said that?
Trump would never say
No. I'm cool because obviously.
They say the election was rigged and everything like this. And so what they're creating is a reason for what happened in January 6, 2021, with the storming of the presidential building. And so there's this conspiracy and conspiracy theory are two totally different things. But what's happened now in the world, they have become intermixed and brought together, so now that you can't really say anything that is that's different from the main script of, I don't know, BBC News or anything that's off the main script is a conspiracy theory. And so we daren't say anything.
But
we're frightened of being called a conspiracy theorist, and we're frightened of being sued or something or being called homophobic or being called haters.
But you know who developed the conspiracy theories? You know who developed
CIA.
CIA developed them. Why did the same people that dropped crack in the
hood,
black community,
black community took away the schools and colleges
and guns, everything,
and the same people
and use the money to fight the Sandinistas.
The same people who all go around the world. It says Russia has had, I think it's 6 wars or 6 something like that. America's had like 100 and something or more, but it's the CIA doing the same thing. And
the only thing that matters in this world is not reality.
No,
perception.
Perception.
Whoever controls the perception of the people, then those are the winners.
But let me ask a question here. Let me ask a question to the two of you. How did they manage to change the perception among Adventists in general that Adventists would believe the bogeyman stuff, what the bogeyman's saying? Because I'm not being funny. I'm a Seventh Adventist. I'm not some bright guy, but I can actually see around the world what's really happening. The players that are there, like for instance the pharmaceutical companies.
We've never been supporting them like that, have we? Even before this, we never
No,
really.
we was supporting them.
Really?
We was. Just like we gave.
But if those things happen, you're talking about BB Beach and the Pope's medal. How can you change those things? How can you affect those things? And if those things are happening, and some people talk about Ganon Diop and everything.
Oh, he's terrible. Sorry, I was on board with him. Listen,
how can you? Sorry.
Me and him crossed swords at the